Colonel Roelofse and witness N exposed the dirty secrets at Madlanga Commission.
Mzansi, if you're fed up with corruption destroying our country, like this video now, subscribe and share it to your groups. Let's force accountability. Biggest betrayal yet. Retired Colonel Roelofse is exposing how Advocate Johnson was confronted after sharing protected affidavits. They are playing with justice.
Affidavit. She then told me that she read the colonel's affidavit and that she denied any wrongdoing. Paragraph 15. She also informed me that she spoke to Mr. Bateman before meeting with me and told Mr. Bateman not to worry. She also said that she understood the reason I approached General Libya. By this I understood Advocate Johnson to mean that given that the allegations implicate her, she understood why I did not deal with the incident within IDAC, but instead went to the head of the DPSI. Paragraph 16. When Advocate Johnson approached me on the 7th of September 2022, I already knew that she had spoken to Bateman. I can just say here that I didn't tell her that I knew that she'd spoken to Bateman. Because Mr. Leesk told me that Bateman had informed Mr. Gerenel of the conversation between him, Bateman, and Advocate Johnson. Mr. Leesk did not give me the details of what was discussed between Mr. Bateman and Advocate Johnson. I do not recall the exact date when he would have informed me of the call, but from my WhatsApp exchanges with Mr. Leesk on 5 and 6 September, I think it would have been on the 6th of September 2022. Paragraph 17. During our investigation, I was able to confirm that General Libya met with Advocate Betoy on the 2nd of September 2022. That was confirmation for me that General Libya gave the Colonel's affidavit to Advocate Betoy, which I did not take issue with, since my reason for approaching General Libya was for assistance with the appointment of a senior prosecutor. To my knowledge, the only people who had sight of the Colonel's affidavit when I met with General Libya were the Colonel, Captain McLean, General Libya, and me. Advocate Betoy is the only person I can think of who would have shown or given the Colonel's affidavit to Advocate Johnson. After General Libya gave it to her at the meeting on September 2nd of September 2022, I do not believe that General Libya shared or showed the Colonel's affidavit to. I do not believe that General Libya showed or shared the Colonel's affidavit with Advocate Johnson. The irony of the situation was not lost on me. Advocate Betoy, by sharing the Colonel's statement with Advocate Johnson, did the same thing Advocate Johnson had done by sharing Brigadier Petley's criminal complaint against General Khan with him. Paragraph 18.
Sorry, before you proceed, Colonel, in this discussion with Advocate Johnson, did you ask and did she say why it was that she forwarded the documents to General Khan? Did she say anything about that?
Commissioner, she said nothing. I would have expected under the circumstances. If she was given access to the affidavit of the complainant, of the Colonel, that I would have expected, that was my expectation. Firstly, I didn't expect it would have been given to her, but now it has been given to her. She had access to it. I would have expected the following reaction. Where can I sign the affidavit? Because this was done, I was duped by providing this information to him. I understand the problem, and I think I need to provide you with an affidavit to further your investigation. That is what I expected, because to me that would have been the right thing to do. But she did not touch on why she asked for it. She did not try to explain the situation. she just said to me, and I think it's quoted here somewhere, I didn't do anything wrong. And that is the extent of what she said. And apart from that, she was telling me about, she spoke to Bateman. She's now speaking to me. We both are witnesses in this matter. After that conversation with Bateman, it took us 4 years to eventually get Bateman's statement. So from where I sat, that call did in fact play a role in him not finalizing his affidavit. And it's a very subtle way to tell someone not to assist in an investigation. I mean, a mere fact, in one of the WhatsApps, she tells him, I'm giving you a heads up, the Hawks will come and talk to you. I mean, you don't do that. That's not your function to do that kind of thing. So I had a huge problem with the situation as it was. I've been fighting with the NPA, as I said, since 2011. So I've been through this process. I know that when the NPA is not going to prosecute or do not want to have a look at the docket or at the situation, they will not. So it took the matter that I was with, the Madlanga matter, it took it about 12 years to get into court. So I knew at that point in time when I had this discussion with her that we are very limited in terms of what we can do from now on. Because I'm not going to risk the Colonel's career and life by continuing a situation that I now know for sure the NPA is not going to do anything about. So that is the position that I found myself in, and I was very upset by it. So, but it happens within our environment at times, so you have to deal with it.
When she says, I did nothing wrong, when she says that to you, did you understand her to say, by forwarding these documents to General Khan, she did not consider that to be anything wrong about it? Was that your understanding of her?
That was my understanding from the comment she made.
Yes.
So there was no explanation as to why. Because on the face of it, there cannot be, and it's my interpretation, there cannot be a good explanation as to why you did it, except if you didn't know and you were duped. And then I expect the other reaction, which I described earlier. Where can I sign the affidavit? Because I was put in a position where I was not supposed to be put in. And you get that normally with a lot of these cases that you investigate, had I known that scenario. So if she had known, then she would not offer assistance in terms of an affidavit. If she did not know, I would have gotten assistance. So that is how I see the situation.
Thank you, Colonel.
Thank you, Commissioner. Colonel, back to your statement.
Our own people are being threatened and extorted. Listen to witness N. This will break your heart.
Demanded from Mr. Asif Mohammed.
I understood this to be some kind of a protection fee, Commissioners, that Mr. Belichin was extorting from this individual.
And your basis for that understanding stems from?
It stems from the provided bank statement from the victim, which depicts regular payments weekly or 2 days apart or 3 days apart of exorbitant amounts.
Witness N, perhaps before we go to those bank statements, in the paragraph immediately thereafter, in paragraph 29, you deal with the issue of the WhatsApp conversations. Perhaps address that paragraph and then let's continue from there, please.
He shared a printout of the WhatsApp conversation, which I attached as X7. A reading of the messages reveals a pattern of Mr. Belichin repeatedly demanding money from Mr. Asif Mohammed, and threats to him are highlighted. He also provided
Witness N, before we get to paragraph 30, you reference annexure X7 in paragraph 29. You see that?
X7, yes, I do.
Could I ask you to go to page 33 of your annexure bundle, page 33?
It was Mr. Asif Mohammed himself who gave me this printout.
Thank you.
From his cell phone and the conversations between himself and Sunil.
And witness, and this document is quite a voluminous document, but in certain places, certain aspects of the document have been highlighted. I'll take you, for example, to page 46.
Yes. Where it says, I will kill you.
The pink highlight on page 46.
That is correct.
Do you see the date there? Could you read the date and the time?
The date is the 21st of August, 2025 at 17:25.
And the sender of the message is?
It is written Sunil.brew.
And this is the individual the screenshot that you referred to earlier on page 55.
That is correct.
And in your witness statement, you indicate that this is an extract provided to you by Mr. Asif Mohammed of his WhatsApp chats with Mr. Beluchan. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And who presented this highlight in the texts? Who made these markings in the WhatsApp chats?
When Asif pointed out, I then highlighted as he pointed out because I did ask him to show me when exactly and where does he state certain averments were made.
And so
more explosive revelations from the Colonel about signal messages and don't worry calls. This is obstruction at the highest level.
I have led many investigations into corruption by police officials within SAPS and with a specific reference to crime intelligence. I'm well aware of how important it is not to prematurely release the name of a witness. It puts the investigation into jeopardy and more importantly, it has the potential to put the life of the witness in danger. This is amplified in this specific situation because General Khan and the Colonel were both working at crime intelligence in the same office at the time. As stated earlier before my meeting with Advocate Johnson, I had already been informed that Advocate Johnson had spoken to Mr. Bateman about the Colonel's affidavit. My interaction with Mr. Leeks on 5 and 6 September is set out below, and I have provided the Commission with the screenshots of the exchange as well. Mr. Leeks told me that Mr. Bateman sent a WhatsApp message to Advocate Harry Nell after his conversation with Advocate Johnson on 5 September. I quote the conversation between Mr. Leeks and me below as well as the forwarded messages with my translation from Afrikaans to English where necessary.
Thank you, Colonel. If you can just pause here, Commissioners, the conversation appears on page 49, the screenshot, and the Colonel had apologized for the quality thereof. He needed his daughter to assist him with taking the screenshot, so it's on page 49, and you will see the that is between you and Mr. Leesk on the
that is correct, Commission. That is between myself and Mr. Leesk.
You may proceed, Colonel. You don't have to read the date and time in. We are looking at the screenshot, so you can just read the translation, perhaps, from Mr. Leesk.
The translation from the affidavit.
Yes.
It says, "Hi, Cobus, we need to talk," which is on the 5th. And on the 6th, there's a missed call from Mr. Leesk. And also on,
I think you're now at paragraph 20, so there's the missed call, and then you explain what happened after there, because there's a gap between the missed call and the next message. So you can just go to your statement, paragraph 20.
Paragraph 20, although I do not have a clear recollection at this stage, clear recollection. At this stage, Mr. Leesk and I must have had a telephonic conversation about the matter. I recall I was in Cape Town between 2 and 6 September 2022 and flew back to Gauteng on the 6th of September 2022. It would have been in the afternoon. I think it was during this call on either the evening of 5 September or 6 September 2022 that Mr. Leesk informed me of the conversation between Mr. Bateman and Advocate Johnson. I say so because after Mr. Leesk requested us to talk, he missed his missed call. The next message is from me asking which number was used, referring to the number that Advocate Johnson used to contact Mr. Bateman. During this call, Mr. Leesk told me that Advocate Johnson contacted Mr. Bateman to assure him not to worry. I remember asking Mr. Leesk to tell Mr. Bateman to immediately make a note of what he could remember and was discussed with Advocate Johnson. The WhatsApp exchanges continue below. At 14:25, I asked which number was used. Mr. Leesk responded. I'll read the English version. Bibi says he got a call on WhatsApp and she said he must go to Signal. I don't know which one she used, but it was to her number. And then it says, it gives a number and it says, I'll find out. Then I send him a thumbs up.
If we can just then go to that message where that references that Mr. Bateman said that he got a call on WhatsApp and she said he must go to Signal on page 58 of the exhibit bundle. If you can just explain to us what we're looking at on page 58.
This is a screenshot or a photo that I took of, I think it's Mr. Bateman's phone, with the request by Advocate Johnson to go to Signal.
The request from Advocate Johnson to Mr. Bateman on the 5th of September.
That is correct. That's correct, Commissioners. I can also inform the Commission that on various occasions, Advocate Johnson was not only stating to me but to the office as well, you need to use Signal because WhatsApp is not as secure as you think, and she prefers to use Signal because it's much more secure. So I presume that's the reason why he was asked to go to Signal.
And this was the call on the 5th of September, which you knew about already when Advocate Johnson approached you on the 7th of September.
That is correct, Commissioners.
Okay. So we can go back to your statement at paragraph 21.
Mr. Leesk and I arranged to meet to discuss the matter further. He sent me his location because the location was different to where I had met him and Mr. Bateman, Advocate Nell, at the first time. And then it just shows a map that was sent to me.
And then paragraph 22.
If I recall correctly, on 7 September 22, I would have met Mr. Leesk after my meeting with Advocate Johnson. I do recall that Mr. Leesk sent the WhatsApp exchange between Bateman and Advocate Johnson and Advocate Nell before I went to meet him. I know that I did not have the WhatsApp exchange between Mr. Bateman and Advocate Nell when I met Advocate Johnson, which means that Mr. Lees forwarded the exchange to me after my meeting with Advocate Johnson, but before my meeting with him. Paragraph 23, page 10. Mr. Lees forwarded the WhatsApp messages from Mr. Bateman to Advocate Gerinal on 5 September 2022 to me. These messages are quoted below.
If we could go to page 51 of the exhibit bundle. So this is what Mr. Lees forwards to you, which is a conversation, which is the messages that Mr. Bateman sends to Advocate Nell after he gets the call from Advocate Johnson on the 5th of September.
That is correct, Commissioners, after his discussion with her.
Okay, if you can then just read from the forwarded, sorry, on page 51.
Must I read from the actual
Yes, I think
document?
It's easier.
Okay.
I'll just remind you that there is redaction, so I'll tell you when to stop.
Okay, it starts as follows. Sorry to hassle you, Mr. Nell. Andrea just called me. Called to say that she was called into a meeting with the NDPP. Libya had approached the NDPP last week with information.
Then you don't have to read the next part. You can start again by she has provided statement.
She has provided statement about an email that I apparently sent in 2018, something about requesting information. Unclear. Andrea not worried. She says there's nothing that she did, that she said to me or communicated that she could not repeat.
Elsewhere on the next page, 53.
In the middle of the page, it continues that she could not repeat elsewhere. Referred to issues between Khan and Petle, said I often approach her about media issues and questions. Told the NDPP she is not interested in seeing the statement. Next page, saying that if there is to be an investigation, they must investigate. Just wanted to give me the heads up in case the Hawks came asking. Next page, came asking questions. She says Kobus was approached with the statement, and he works for her, so he had no choice to approach Libya.
By Kobus, that is you.
That is me, yes, Commissioners. Reiterated that as he is not concerned, reiterated, I presume she is not concerned. She has work to do and will get on with what she has to do. Says
next page.
Says there is something. If there is something to explain, she will. Told me not to be worried. And then there's another photo of the phone itself.
This is pure betrayal of the people of Mzansi. The NPA and IDAC must be cleaned up immediately. If you want real justice, smash the like button, subscribe for daily truth, comment "Arrest the Corrupt" below, and share this video far and wide. Your voice matters. Together we fight for a better Mzansi. Pambili, justice must prevail.